Hey, it's Heather. This morning I'm in the kitchen and I'm making blueberry jam. I'm making two types, one with lemon and one with peppers. So a spicy and I don't know, not spicy. So anyway, if you want to see how I do it, come along. And if you're new here, I'm Heather. I live in South Carolina with my family, and we just try to do what we can when we can for ourselves, whether it's making blueberry jam or planting carrots, just things like that. So if you're interested in that, think about subscribing and then you can keep up with what we're doing here. Okay, let's get started. Well, I didn't realize that my microphone had went out, but here I'm just going over, looking in my Ball Blue book. It's just an old canning book that I have that I've used for years, and there is a blueberry lime jam in there, but instead of the lime, I use lemons, and I do follow the instructions on the Sure Gel package. That's the pectin that I use, but I use this recipe out the Ball book for inspiration for this lemon blueberry jam. I already have the berries on the stove getting warm so I can add the pectin to them. Add 1 pack of pectin to that. We're just going to stir this until it comes to a boil. And we can turn it up a little now. We're starting to get a boil here, and I'm just making sure that the pectin is dissolved at this point. I'm happy with the way that looks, so I'm going to add my sugar, and this is 4 cups of sugar. We're going to stir this in until it's completely dissolved, and we want to, get it back up to a boil. So far, what we have in the pot is 4 cups of crushed blueberries, 4 cups of sugar, and 1 package of powdered pectin. And I'm sure that does sound like a lot of sugar if you're new to making jelly or jam, but this is, do not reduce the sugar. It will mess it up. You won't get a good set. And they do make a low sugar, reduced sugar pectin, and I'm pretty sure you can use Splenda or something like that in there. If you can't have the sugar or don't want the sugar, I'd look into that. Or there is a brand that takes less sugar, and I have used that before, but I have found that once you open a jar of the jam with that pectin, made with that pectin, it doesn't keep very long at all in the refrigerator. It's fine on the shelf, but once opened, it doesn't keep that long in the refrigerator. So we're looking for that rolling boil. Before it boils, gets to the rolling boil, I'm going to add the lemon juice, a 1/3 cup lemon juice, and a tablespoon of lemon zest. And you want to keep stirring this while you're waiting on that rolling boil. And a rolling boil is a boil that you cannot stir down. See how you can clearly see it's boiling while you're still stirring it. That's what you want. And now you want to set a 1-minute timer. And you're just going to let that boil for 1 minute, and then it's going to be ready. That's 1 minute. And we are just putting these in our canner so they will stay warm, hot, warm, whatever, until we get to it. I'm gonna wash these dishes up and then we will get started on this spicy blueberry jam. And this recipe is going to be the same as the other one: 4 cups of berries, 4 cups of sugar, 1 pack of pectin. I'm adding 1 pack powdered pectin. And then we're just stirring until this is nice and dissolved, starts to boil a little bit. You don't have to stir it the whole time. There's not a whole lot that's going to stick here, but you do want to stir it. And the same amount of sugar in this one too. 4 cups of sugar. Stir until it's dissolved. I'm going to add some peppers to this. I just have jarred ones, jarred peppers. I don't have any frozen from my garden or fresh this time of the year. I used them all up, but I put 3 tablespoons of peppers in there. You could do more or less depending on how hot you would want it. And these are just, sliced jalapeno peppers from, I think those came from the dollar store. And they were sliced. I put them in my chopper and chopped them up small because whatever I use them in, I'm going to want them small like that. And then we're just waiting on the full rolling boil, and we'll set our 1-minute timer. We are at our rolling boil, so we're gonna set a 1-minute timer. All right, that's our timer. So we're gonna move this off the heat and get it jarred up. And even though these are sitting on the top, they are still quite hot. For me, this is done. I'm going to put this on top of the jelly jars I already have in there, and then I'm going to put the couple extra that I have on top of this and make sure they're covered with water. If you do not feel comfortable doing it that way, do not do it that way. This is just how I do it. If I had enough to run a whole nother canner, I would not do this. But I don't want to run my canner again, and I know that this will be fine. I need one more ring. And I'll make sure they're covered, but it won't be an inch or 2 of water on top of these, but they will be covered. And I'm fine with that. I've done it that way, never had a problem with it. But you do it how you feel comfortable. There. Now I just covered them, so these are covered. I'll do this real quick. This is our jelly, the first batch. You can see it's gelled, well, not jelly. Our jam from our first batch, it's really gelled nicely already. Okay, so the jam is out of the canner, slightly cooled enough for me to touch it. And I'll just leave them here with the rings on until tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll take the rings off label them, move them to my pantry for storage. I hope this video inspired you to maybe make your own jam or do something else for yourself instead of buying it from the store. It's not hard, just takes a little bit of time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.